Hello Aries, this is an August 2024 reading for your sign. Dare I say that of all the signs, August seems like it's going to kind of be a breeze for you. And I'm not just saying that because of the elementals around me now, it's pretty breezy. The alignments that are taking place in Gemini and the full moon in Aquarius are sextile to Aries. So they're going to be felt a lot more gently for you than other signs. August seems to be a month where you're preparing for a final transformation in the Capricorn area of your life, your Capricorn house, when Pluto regresses back to that sign for the final time in our lifetime. That's going to be more pivotal for you. So for now, Queen of Pentacles, you're building, you are staying strong in this central pillar of integrity and wellness. This is telling me that currently you're thriving. And the Eight of Pentacles, and you're focused on your work and you're getting shit done and you're productive, and we have another beautiful Queen. Before I go any further, I've just noticed that you're sitting here at the bottom of the deck, the Emperor energy. Keep doing what you're doing. What's under that? Eight of Swords, interesting. Yeah, that karmic situation, that heavy kind of weird exchange and very necessary for everyone's growth kind of vibe, and weird kind of feeling of restriction and going within and going without, all of those things that have happened lately. Five of Swords, your shadow coming up to say hello and ask you to integrate it and admit where you were wrong and all of those things. That's all been done and dusted now, and the Emperor is here to say, like, you're in a more strong, powerful and commanding position than you've been in for quite some time. I think August is going to be a month where you take it all in your stride. Queen energy, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, is about growth, fertility, abundance, and more options and pathways emerging for you in your life. This is a great reading so far. The Hierophant, the Lovers, love that. The Page of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, success, victory. Another page, Page of Swords, the Magician, and the Star. Oh, one of the most beautiful readings I have done for any of the signs, and I've saved the best till last. You're the 12th sign that I've read for this month. So I'm very excited to get into this reading, and I will just say right up at the top, if this resonates with you and you feel like going any deeper with these messages, I'll be pulling a further 10 cards and doing an extended reading. I'll link that down below so you know where to find that. But 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards, all really positive. 2 queens, 2 pages, and then a couple of cards for work and success and victory and progress. So I mean, all in all, this looks like not just like a boring breezy month, but a beautiful, easy, flowing, healing and restorative month for you. First and foremost, it might be important to talk about your health and wellness. Of course, I'm no expert on health, but what I would say, the energy I'm reading around vitality, your physical well-being, your appearance, your stamina, and your sort of strength and energy levels looks really great at the moment. So you seem like you've been very restored and revitalized. So physical health and overall well-being look to be doing really great. But not only that, the Star card and the Queen of Swords are much more mental health oriented and sort of spiritual, energetic, and yeah, just like this is all about healing and things like that. So that's kind of like the next goal, but it's already well underway. Like, you've already seen massive breakthroughs and leaps and bounds being taken there. So again, just really positive. And I'm just doing very bird's eye view here as it comes to me before getting into the nitty gritty. Of course, like the Lovers card, a recent exchange in your relationship has really made things overall look brighter and more positive. So for those of you who are in a relationship, it looks like this is a soulmate connection that's serving both of you your highest good and mirroring each other in a really beautiful way and helping each other grow, and there's independence and collaboration there. It's actually just in perfect equilibrium and harmony right now, and you've got a great thing going there. Of course, I'll look into the relationship deeper in the extended, but for those of you who are not in a relationship, there is something about letting go of the most recent significant relationship for you at this time. It's been a journey around kind of coming to terms with the fact that this is in the past now, and there's an acceptance there, and with that acceptance comes lightness and healing and kind of recalibration of your focus into things that you can now dedicate your full self to be creative, to create this sacred time and space, to carve out what's important to you, your projects, your goals and dreams, or just at work, you're showing up better, you're kind of getting positive reinforcement and feedback at the moment. You're I don't know if it's a priest or a doctor or a high priest or high priestess, or if it's just your counselor or the person who files your taxes. But this Hierophant is coming through as this kind of like wise person in your world that would kind of be able to say, if they were able to sit down with you here and now, like, well done, Aries, I'm proud of you, that kind of a thing. You're doing the right thing. That's what I'm seeing there. The Lover's card. Okay, so for those of you who are seeking romance and kind of single but have maybe recently met somebody, you're beginning to see this, or you are kind of getting that instant connection, I suppose, or recognition. The Lovers does talk to me about something very deep and meaningful. Of course, this could be somebody in your family or friend, but I'm kind of seeing it as romantic right now. Some of you might have just met somebody, but it already seems to be like very intense. But you, in general, Queen of Pentacles, we talked about that Capricorn, Pluto regressing into Capricorn for the final time in our lifetime. That cycle began in 2008 and will end at the end of 2024. So like, what's that, roughly 15 years, let's say? Roughly 15 years, give or take. Of a cycle, and whatever that karmic storyline that began in all of our lives, individual to whatever it is in our birth chart showing up as the Capricorn area of our chart, it's ending now at the end of this year, and this is a Capricorn card. So whatever house or area of life Capricorn is associated with in your world, that's coming up for its final transformation. And you know what, you have completely purged. And if you're not really sure what I'm talking about, drop your rising sign and I'll help you navigate to find your Capricorn house. But let's leave the astrology out of it for a moment and focus on the tarot. You have purged everything that's necessary. You've got something really healthy around you, and it's reflected then in your physical vessel, feeling strong and fortified. You feel like you've really stuck to this kind of like moral compass that I think you were born with, Aries, to be honest, those of you I'm talking with, knowing how to do the right thing. And we all kind of fall off that pattern and fall off the wagon there, here and there, but there's something to be said for this kind of central pillar of integrity, Queen of Pentacles, that you return to time and time again. And I don't see any kind of chaos or crisis for August in this reading, at least. I didn't feel that in my meditation either. I felt like it was very breezy for you. When those parts of the natural order of things return, chaos, crisis, disaster, emotional and psychological death, rebirth cycles, you'll know that you can always return to this central pillar of inner stillness, inner peace, belief that you are doing the right thing, your core foundational beliefs of maybe there's something like things always work out for me, I'm always in the right place at the right time, what's for me won't pass me, whatever your core foundational beliefs are, they're kind of some of mine. Always kind of just stay true to those principles and in integrity with that. And after this beautiful breezy month of August, perhaps things will change, we don't know. It's kind of a universal principle that they certainly will, but you'll always know how to cultivate Queen of Pentacles energy. This is something that's sticking with you. Work is flowing really well, so maybe you are getting a lot of like positive reinforcement, and that could even be coming in the way of more money, more exposure, more trust in you, like more responsibility, but you're happy to take it on because it gives you a chance to report back to yourself. And really, you don't have to have somebody hanging over you like a boss or a teacher or a mentor or your astrologer or your life coach or whoever it is, your priest, or I don't know, who you feel like you sometimes report back to and check in with, your guru. You don't even need to have them anymore hanging over you because you don't really want to impress them, in a sense, your psychiatrist, whatever it is. You actually want to be the best version of yourself day in, day out, so that you're sort of setting the standard for how you show up. It's like being in a classroom and just wanting to do the work and learn, not for the teacher to be impressed, but so that you can prove to yourself that you're the best version of yourself, and so that you set the standard for yourself and you don't want to let yourself down. So it's really you against you, but there's no kind of friction between you and you here. It's more like support and applause, and like you're really pleased with yourself, and I think most people are. Yeah, there's not like a hater energy here. If anything, there's applause and celebration. So yeah, let's talk about that. Popularity, visibility. This is Leo's season, and it's the season of pride. So the Six of Wands being a Leo energy. The highest self is saying, Leo, let's celebrate you. Let's celebrate you, Aries. Celebrate yourself and celebrate others around you. If it's harder to celebrate yourself, start by celebrating others, and you'll soon see that energy kind of come back to you, I'm sure. But yeah, you've got things to be glad about, you've got things to be thankful for and to hype up at the moment. So you might be kind of like marketing something, advertising something, kind of like trying to garner attention or publicity for something that's coming up, or yourself, you're the product or whatever it is that you're launching. Good thing about kind of getting recognized this month is your work is very tasteful, it's very perfected, it's very ready, and everything is looking very polished around you. And that's really good to see. Okay, so queens are about what's thriving and growing in your world at the moment, and it would tell me that more than one thing is starting to really expand for you. So I guess maybe finances or resources don't have to be money in the bank. They can be ideas, they can be allies, they can be your skills, your work ethic is a resource, the time you have to dedicate yourself to this is a resource. That's expanding and growing, so that's really going to be very useful for you and productive. And I keep hearing healthy. Okay, that's good. Queen of Swords. The other things that are expanding in your world are communication. It's interesting that the two cards of messages and communication are also the Pentacles and a Sword. So you have Queen of Swords, Page of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So it's kind of like both of these growth particles of your world, if that's the right word to use, I don't know, are supported then with your communication and your ideas and the data and the information and the connections. So it's like there's two areas of your life that are growing. I guess the Queen of Swords is something more about like mental wellness and mental health and clarity and clear vision. So your vision for the future success, I'm sure, planning and all of that is also growing right now. So you're just in this really imaginative and clear-sighted place in August, and I'm just so glad that the elementals, the astrology and this tarot reading are kind of affirming for me, three things affirming for me, bottlenecking at this one kind of, or two main ideas, that August will be a breeze because you're preparing for a larger transformation from September through November, but it's okay because you're very sure about who you are, rooted in the central pillar of integrity and core beliefs. And the other thing is health, like physical health, and now it's time to move to spiritual health, and it's really thriving for you as well, like so much healing. The Queen of Swords supports the end of the month, which is the Star card, which is about the end of the month. I really am so excited for you not to get there. I don't want to wish your month away, but at the end of the month you feel completely revitalized, rested, wholesome, right? This person is appearing naked under the stars. Lots of symbols here. It's an Aquarian energy, and we do have the full moon in Aquarius on, and I keep hearing birds in the background here. There is a bird feeder obviously, but this little bird keeps catching my eye. And air sign Aquarius, just the full moon in Aquarius on the 19th. What's coming to me from around the 19th of the month onwards, there's just this wholesomeness of feeling like integrated and just like, oh, everything is well in my world. Like you breathe a sigh of relief and you bask in something that feels awesome, looking up to the stars and having one of those, unfortunately, sometimes fleeting experiences with the universe or with whatever you deem to be your highest self or whatever it is to you, you know what I'm trying to say, and you're like, oh my God, I'm connected to something, and it's, I guess awesome is the word to use, all inspiring for you at the end of the month, and you just feel so good. I do see a Gemini. I see air signs here. The Magician, the Lovers is Gemini, Star card, Queen of Swords, Libra and Aquarius. So connecting with air signs is going to be really positive for you in the month of August, planning with them, collaborating with them. But the astrology of Jupiter, planet of expansion, Mars, planet of drive, aligning in air sign Gemini this month, sextile, harmonious aspect to Aries, is just good for your drive, for your belief, for your faith, for momentum, and for expanding and growing. And then the full moon in Aquarius is also sextile, which is the opportune aspect to Aries this month. So I just sort of see like a fullness and a culmination and some high point of celebration. And it's not like necessarily this huge parade or festival or homecoming. Indeed, it could be, you could be really wrapped up in a feast, a festival, a homecoming, a garland, like something being hung for you for sure. But there is something about this being like just this feeling of celebration because of where you're at in your life and how things are flowing, and it's just a good ass month basically. So much major arcana energy that we'll just have to get into a little bit deeper, and that'll come later of course. But 2 pages, okay. In the next couple of weeks, you know, you're going to get this message or this correspondence, the email you've been waiting on, or you'll collect the data, and part of this like vision you have for where you're going at the moment becomes very tangible, and you start to make steps towards communicating that, handing out your resume, applying here, sending that email, doing something that involves the written word or spoken word that is about you beginning to take steps around this experience that you want to have, and that kind of starts to get ticked off in the middle part of the month, if not in the next maybe like 7 days or so. The Page of Swords, everyone is very receptive to you at the moment, which is just feels kind of magic with this Magician card here as well. Like everybody is very receptive to your, not like this big rock, your lightness, your ease with others, your grace, and your kind of like just approachability at the moment. I guess you would call that charisma maybe, but there's just something very relatable and approachable, also creative around how you're presenting yourself. A lot of people are very inspired by your work ethic and by your drive, which is very much helped and enhanced by Mars and Jupiter sextile to your sign this month, of course. But people from the 14th of the month onwards in particular are very impressed by how you express yourself, your like verbiage, your words. And this is Mercurial energy, right? Planet of communication. Yes, he is retrograde this month, but even still, retrograde Mercury, when a planet is retrograde, it doesn't mean that they just cease to function. They're actually doing exactly what they're supposed to do when they're retrograde. Think of a broken strand of DNA. When we're doing cellular repair, or when DNA is repairing itself, it's doing what it's supposed to do so it can function better for you in the time to come. When Mercury, or any planet, Pluto is also retrograde, that's the one heading back to Capricorn, but we'll talk about that in your reading September through November. When Mercury is retrograde, it's going back to repair something that was a little off for you, that could have been a conversation, a sale, something else mercurial, like an idea or an application or some sort of document, but something to do with the way you relate to others, Aries, needed repairing. Sorry, there's Mercury retrograde in action now, not being able to get my words out. Something that needed to be fixed so that it could be optimal for you, so that it can work much more efficiently for you as time goes on. So there's nothing wrong about Mercury being retrograde. It's actually functioning exactly how it's meant to function. It's nothing random about it. But Mercury is retrograde at the time of this reading and will remain retrograde until the 29th of August. But even still, all of the words and conversations and revisiting of documents and all those other, you just look up Mercury retrograde. I'm not going to bore you with re-edit, reimagine, revision, you know, but you know, it's all timely and it's appropriate, and I don't think it's impactful for you in a negative way. I think if anything, people are just really impressed by how you cope in situations that seem stressful to others. I think people are just really impressed, and that's probably why you are taking on more responsibility or getting positively rewarded at your job or around the house or with people that you deal with, because of how you handle things. And it's like a no nonsense approach here, just very cut through the bullshit. And look, your flight's cancelled, Mercury retrograde, let me get on, let me compare, let me take notes and just strategize and plan the best thing moving forward. No nonsense, common sense approach, and efficient and productive. And people are really impressed by that because they feel very secure then with you, and that sense of security builds trust around you, and you trust yourself, other people trust you. Like, that's just so much easier. So Mercury retrograde, we don't talk about it enough, being a way to repair how we relate to ourselves, how we relate to others, and how we show up. Mercury is about communication, so we always with Mercury know that there's more than one person involved. It's the planet associated with relatives and siblings and talking and things like that. So siblings, relatives, that's all coming up this month for you as well. But people are overall just impressed with your swift and easy dealings this month, and I can't wait to get into the star card at the end of your reading. The end of the month is something really special, a wish come true, and such a healing energy. Very excited to hear how that goes for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any idea how that star card is going to manifest, but it looks like a really good thing. The extended will be linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Anything at all to help support this channel would be really appreciated. Bye.